Oh yeah, that is actually impressively frothed. This is the Anko milk frother from Kmart, which has been in the news this week. And it was about 32 bucks, I think, but I'll put a link below. They can actually be really hard to get at the moment. I had to drive an hour and a half round trip to find somewhere that had one, because apparently people stole them from my local Kmart. They said they had 9 left, but they couldn't find them. Now, it froths, but it also warms, and that's why I've got an idea of something to do at the end of this. I've ordered another camera, by the way, a new camera. That's awesome. Can't wait for it to arrive, because I hate Oppo so badly. Now, at the end of this video, we're going to try using this for something different, which also could be super handy. There's really not much to it. It froths, it warms. It was in the news. Let's see what is in the box. Instructions, no. Box, no. There is a milk frother, as you'd expect. An upside down milk frother. They packaged it upside down. That was probably just me. Alright. So, that's pretty cool. You got a little base with a cardboard ring on it. And you have this kind of jug-like thing, which has got all the details there. So, Anko milk frother, SMF-500C. Connects much like a kettle there, and it's got some little rubber pads. So that goes on pretty nicely. You can see that it's got the frothing heating coil. It's got some buttons. Hot low froth, hot high froth, heat milk, cold froth, and power. It feels sturdy. This actually feels pretty good. I'm impressed so far. I like the matte black. Now, I don't drink much milk, so I was trying to come up with other things this could do. I'm going to get it plugged in, and we'll try, first and foremost, just frothing some milk. See if we can make us a nice latte. Alright, so that was a frustratingly short cable. It's maybe a meter if you can't measure meters too well. So I've got an extension cable just to run it off the back of the bench there. Now, if we have a look at this lid as well, it's also got what feels like a silicone seal around the outside there. And just, I don't know what that is. It's probably so you can hang a tea bag or something from it. I'm sure the instruction manual will say. Alright, so it's apparently interchangeable in here. There we go. So that's the frothing whisk, and you can change that out for the heating whisk. Well, I'm going to leave the frother on. You can see it's just got a little nipple in there that it goes onto, a little nub. I'll put that back in, and let's get some full cream milk. It says frothing capacity, 160 milliliters. This is 200. Let's go over the top a bit, because no one ever reads the fucking manuals. It's not at the second max line, it's just at the first max line. Put the lid on though, because I don't want to make a mess. And there is a little gap tooth there. So I'm guessing that goes that way if you want to pour it out. Turn it on. And I'm just going to say, hit the button here, which is cold froth. It's interesting that I didn't think that was physically attached, but it's making it spin. And this is a frothing function, which I also didn't think would make it spin. A lot of the others I've seen just have like a little dingleberry that jiggles really quickly to froth it up. So let's give this a minute, assuming it's got its own timer built in, see how it goes. There we go. Did actually have a look at the manual to get a bit of an idea, because I don't want to be standing here forever. And you can see up here, it will turn off after 1 to 3 minutes. It kind of auto detects when the milk is frothy enough. It does say to leave it 5 minutes between cycles. It doesn't say you can't heat and froth at the same time. It's got dry boil protection built in, which is pretty good. Now that looks like we have some bloody frothy milk. Oh yeah, that is actually impressively frothed. I made myself a honey whiskey at the same time. Now, let's put this back on. Let's see how the heat milk option goes. Now, this should heat it to about 65°C. I don't have my temperature gun with me, but 65°C should hurt my finger a bit. On, heat. Alright, hoping the video gets... I'm going to turn my fridge off again. hell of a capacitor squeal there. And the camera is picking up the flickering of these. Now, did they flicker before? Yeah, alright, that's fine. Let's give this a minute, get it up to temperature, see how long it takes to get too much milk to 65 degrees Celsius. There's a little bit of a boiling sound there. It's like it gave it a bit of temperature, then brought it back down. Meanwhile, I'm messing around with the camera, trying to get a better shot of up here, and the bloody... Go, Crow, go. And the bloody Oppo is doing its normal thing. So, oh, that's done. It's turned off. It started to boil and turned off. So, you can tell it didn't take too long. The outside has a tiny bit of warmth. Did I knock it? That's cold. Heat milk. Let's try that again. Why is it flashing at me now? It seems to think it's at temperature, but that cannot be. Unless you have to change the whisk. But it's got the option to hot high froth, which means it should be able to froth and heat at the same time, which you'd expect to use the frothing whisk for. I'm going to have a look at what it says about the indicator lights flashing. It actually says nothing about that. So there is some warmth here, but there is definitely... Okay, the bottom of the jug is hot. Ah, yeah, alright, the milk's hot. God damn it. It's the foam that's not. The milk is definitely hot. So that got up to temperature pretty quickly. I'll give it some credit. What we're going to try now is see if this thing can just make us a Milo. Now, this isn't my final idea, but I don't mind a Milo at night sometimes. It's one of the only ways I actually have milk. So I'm going to do... Normally, I'd go a lot more than that. So I'll put 2. Probably use it to turn some ice cream into a nice frothy Milo, because it could defrost the ice cream and mix it with the Milo. This might go really badly. It's not as intended use. But if this can just like make a sweet hot chocolate really quickly, that'll be great. It's already hot, so I'm not going to really push it without. I'm just going to whack it on whisk mode again. Cold froth. Nice. That looks pretty good. Let's get a cup. Oh man, look at that. This thing is really good for Milos. I'm going to drink that in a minute. It doesn't go down well with whiskey, so I'll come back to that later. Let's give these items a quick rinse off. One tick. Give it some credit. Washing and cleaning that's super easy. Now, got a minor issue with my brain. So I always have to use things the way they're not meant to be used. So, it seems to think that that's done. I mean, it's definitely done most of it, but not all of it. Again, it's not its intended use, I'm not surprised, but it is detecting that it's quite warm. And also, if we gave that another minute, it would really melt the rest of it. So, can we just force it? Can you long press it? I was hoping that it would do better than that, but that's still pretty good. We can be really terrible people too and just keep pushing buttons. Well, that solved the rest of it. That melted it very quickly. I've got a sneaking suspicion that even though milk and butter both come from a cow, you can't really froth butter. It's probably going to become cheese. I guess that's the next step. But popcorn. This is nice and quick for popcorn. It's probably messier. In fact, cleaning this is going to suck. But you can use it to melt butter. Butter doesn't froth though. You probably want to keep it hot to get the butter out of there, which I should do in a moment. It does froth milk, and it does a very good job at that. I'm really happy with this. I'm probably going to use it a fair bit. I think my housemate definitely will. She loves lactose-free milk in her coffees in the morning. $30, average price, not cheap, not expensive. Build quality is excellent. I'm very impressed with the build quality. The only shortfall is that stupidly short cable. Yeah, get one. I mean, it's not like it's going to go out of fashion or not be useful for anything else. You can probably... it's so tempting. You can probably put ranch dressing in there and make some creamy ranch dressing. You could use it for mixing and heating nearly anything. It's not going to be great for the life of it. I don't think, it's still quite warm. Doesn't like that idea. I don't think it's a be all end all, but I definitely do see some huge benefits to having one of these. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It is super helpful because I've been getting a bit slow at this channel. Comments on anything you think I should heat or froth would be great. It's almost self-cleaning. I can feel this going badly very quickly. Ooh. What about self-cleaning mode like that? In theory, this should heat up to 65 degrees and be spinning, and just, there's that little bit on the lid there that was my mistake from before. But should essentially be self-cleaning. Don't shake it around like that, that's not advised. Whoop. What we're getting there is a bit of thermal expansion as it heats up. Oh yeah, there's your thermal expansion. So for the undocumented self-cleaning mode, definitely need to use a bit less suds or a bit less water than what I did. But this is your $30 milk frother, which also melts butter and is self-cleaning. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask me about other things to froth. The fun doesn't end. This is just going to get better and better. Ew. Till next time, folks. Take it easy. Have fun.